In the last 6 months, I have transformed this into this. And despite the fact that this may be one of the cooler areas I have ever built, I am getting heaps of resources out of this that I have to figure out what to do with. Also, I did clear out this entire area too. I made a video of it, go watch it, but this ended up being, I don't know because I didn't count, but I know that this was over 250,000 blocks that I broke, and that was just in stone. Now, I'm not building out of stone today because that's boring. More importantly, there's a block in here that I've gotten a ton of, and that is copper. I ended up getting close to 2 shulker boxes full of the copper, not to mention all the stuff that I have over there, all the stuff I have over there. Needless to say, I need to figure out something to do with all of it. So in my infinite wisdom, we are going to find the dumbest spot I could put this and cover it in copper. Look, you clicked on the video. What do you expect from me?
What a great idea! And he's so handsome!
So before I get too ahead of myself, I think I want to go around and try and figure out if I have any copper just lying around. You know that half of my videos, I just go through, start building, and go, oh no, I ran out of resources. Wait, did I tell you guys that I was building this? This is a mansion that I made. I'm not actually finished with it just yet, but you know, for all the times that I say, go follow me on Twitch, I build stuff like this on there. It doesn't have a huge purpose. I'm building it because the city that I have over there, I figure we need like a government, and so this is where the mayor's going to live. Also, I don't know who the mayor's going to be, so stop asking questions. No, I want to know, did I get any copper? Oh, well that was just a flex. I don't actually have any copper over here. I don't know why I came. Seriously though, look how big that mansion is. Well, that's almost a block, so I guess I'll take that. The problem is also because copper is like relatively new. Well, relatively speaking, my world is almost 9 years old. If I don't have it in this city, I probably don't have a bunch of extra lying around, but we'll figure that out when it comes to it. Okay, so if I organize all of this up, we have just under 2 shulker boxes of the copper ore, 11.5 stacks of the raw copper, and then a stack and 48 of the ingots. That may sound like a lot, but I'm guessing that's gonna come out to, I don't know, 1, 2 shulker boxes of the actual copper itself. Yeah, I was off by a lot, but come on, I can dream. If I remember correctly, when I covered a mountain in frog lights, it ended up being over 10,000 blocks of frog lights, which I think was something like 8 shulker boxes, so we have a lot of work to do. Now, the reason I'm coming over to Tended Groves is because if you didn't see, this isn't my first copper build, and I want to see, please just tell me I have a little bit left over. No, I don't. Well, say hello to like a few dozen dogs. I bred like 1,000. I don't remember where I put them. Oh, a bunch of them died. Well, that's not my problem. Anyway. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's not the only copper build that I've made. Welcome back to Lake Copper House, and for everyone asking, did it oxidize? No, it still has not oxidized. Okay, we have 2 stacks of the waxed stuff. I don't even want the waxed stuff. I'm just gonna call it here. This is gonna be all of the copper that we have to work with. Funny enough, I don't actually want the wax blocks of copper because if I do that, it's gonna stay this normal copper color, and I think it would be kind of fun if the mountain oxidized. I don't know. Either way, we need to set up a little hub that we can use to create all of the copper because it's not going to make itself, and it's gonna take a hot minute to turn all of this into the actual copper we need. Lucky for me, I still have all of these furnaces left over from when I built the original city, so I should be able to just use all of this. What I'm gonna do instead though, let's move all of the hoppers that made glass. I'm gonna put them over the blast furnaces because the blast furnaces work better. I don't know what to do with all this sand. In you go. Oh, cool. Okay, we have some extra copper left over here as well. I'm just gonna let all of this sand smelt down. I really don't care. While it does all of that, I need to do the fun bit of destroying all of this copper and turning it into raw copper. Yeah, it really took an intellectual to come up with that one. Anyway, we gotta turn it all into the raw copper. This is gonna take 5 ever. Alright fellas, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that turning the copper ore into the raw copper, it is going swimmingly. Like, not just swimmingly, I literally came over here as a joke. Turns out I have a bunch of raw copper sitting over here in St. Beans too. Don't tell Lucifer that I'm taking this. Oh, and if you don't know who Lucifer is, he's the Pope of St. Beans. He owns this entire area. I mean, technically speaking, I own everything. Like, no one joins my world. I'm a hermit. Does that surprise you at all? So all of that was good news. Getting the raw copper is going amazing. The bad news is how unfathomably slow it is turning from the raw copper into the ingots. Originally, I was doing it the slow way like this, where I just like hand take it out of the blast furnaces. Somebody in my Twitch chat told me that if I have a chest up here, it'll like feed into the blast furnace itself, and then it can automatically go down to these chests, and I don't have to keep like taking it out every time. Like, it sounds like a great idea. It should work fine. But again, I get like 9 stacks of the raw copper for every 1 stack of the copper ore I get. All right, fellas, I feel like you hear this and you're going, oh wow, tadpoles, smelting take a long time. But you truly don't understand how much time this took. So let's bust out the numbers. I did the math, and with each raw copper block taking about 5 seconds to smelt in a blast furnace, it meant that I was looking at about 320 seconds to smelt an entire stack, or about 5.3 full minutes. ingots. Lest we forget, though, that a copper block is actually 9 ingots, so that comes out to 48 minutes. 48 minutes for a stack of copper. Oh, and we're not done. If you want a full shulker box of this thing, that means you're looking at 1,296 minutes, or about 21.6 hours. Oh, and just for the fun of it, I quit after I got to 5 shulker boxes, so that equals out 108 hours to get 5 shulker boxes of copper. Now, it's possible that I ended up making 10 smelters to do this, but that's not the point. That's ridiculous. And if that doesn't warrant you subscribing, I don't know what does. I hate everything right now. Fellas, don't say I didn't do it. We have 5 shulker boxes of copper blocks. Now, before you say it, yes, I did waste my time to set them out fancy like this. Why? I don't know, maybe because I've been sitting at some stupid smelters for 2 days. Why don't you take a guess? Whatever. Well, we have the copper now. That's what matters. I could also play this fancy little, oh my gosh, where am I gonna put it? It's there. It's right there. I'm gonna cover that mountain in copper. I don't know why I decided this one. I just thought it would be funny that if I was like sitting down here, you know, looking up at probably my favorite single build that I've ever made, this town hall. Obviously, it doesn't get enough street credit because I've done some cool things in my world. This building, like, I can't stop looking at it. It's gorgeous. Also, not that it matters, I once posted a picture of it and Dallas Med said it looked cool. That is the pinnacle of my being. What am I doing? Sorry, I'm like brain dead right now and it doesn't help. I'm about to live stream doing all of this too. My thought process for this is I think I'm going to make a ring around the outside that will be like the perimeter of it. And then from there, we're going to go up the mountain. I just always like having a perimeter for it. I say always, this obviously isn't the first time that I've covered a mountain in something stupid. In case you need a citation on that, piss off, I'm trying to do something. I've also covered a mountain in Froglight and Amethyst. I don't make good decisions. With that, that should be like the first ring that we're going to do for this entire thing. That'll roughly be the perimeter. I do think after I do this, I'm probably going to want to cover all these little nubs and pieces, but that's not the bulk of it. Like this part and this part aren't going to take that long. How much did that take? That didn't take as much as I thought. Stack and a half, 2 stacks of copper. If that's how much it's going to take, I still have these shulker boxes full of copper. I like that. That makes old Tatty Daddy happy. If I ever say that again in a video, please mock me for it. Okay, I'm like, I don't know, an hour and a half into just the building portion of this, and one of the weirdest things of it to me, it's not a problematic build. For any of you who have been around my channel, watched my streams, anything, you'll know that, like, I'm not good about planning out my builds, and, like, this is probably the most planning you're ever going to see in a video. It's just weird. It's going so smooth. Like, I don't want to jinx it, but we're about halfway through all of the copper that I brought over here, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're about halfway done with building this mountain, too. I don't know, it feels like for some reason, every time I make something, I like run out of resources. Well, okay, I know the reason. The reason is math. Also, funny story, speaking of math, I know I went to all the trouble to show you guys that math earlier in the video. My brother has a master's degree in statistics, and I got a D in calculus. But I have an 8-year-old Minecraft world, so suck on that. I bet my parents are so proud of me. How do other YouTubers do it? Because every time I watch them, like, they have the perfect count. Well, okay, it's either that or it's like, oh my gosh, my friend's here. I was stealing his copper. No, but like when I see those videos, they count them out. How do they make it interesting? I don't know. Tadpole, cut to when we have a problem. Thanks, Tadpole. We have a problem. So, remember like 10 seconds ago when I said I was really good at this? I didn't even count and it worked so well. Boy, I was real cocky, wasn't I? So this is the last of the copper that I got. I don't think that's gonna be enough to fill this up. Oh boy, I really got greedy, didn't I? Not much that I can do about that right now. Oh my gosh, my apologies. Here, throw up a couple of clips. This is what you missed. I've been placing blocks of copper for literally hours now. In previous videos, I tried to tell jokes and subject you guys to watch me place more copper. Did you want that? I didn't think you wanted that. I'm not gonna complain. It's still been a pretty easy build thus far. Well, I mean, pretty easy given that I've spent like, hold on, how many hours in are we? Oh crap, I've been working on this for 16 hours. Well, that's fun. I did say it was gonna happen, didn't I? Well, oh my gosh, I want to be so done with this. I've gone through 5 shulker boxes of copper. Probably gonna need, ballpark, probably 1, maybe 2 more shulker boxes of copper. The problem is I don't know where I have more copper. Well, I have one idea. You see, fellas, for most of the stuff that I make in my world, I only show off areas that I technically own, but technically I have other friends who play the world too. And so if you pinky promise not to tell them, well, let's just say we're gonna go have a visit. Oh, also, if I'm gonna do this, we need to go stealth mode. Perfect. They'll never see me coming. I do not know why I have this skin, but at this point, I have to use it. Hi, yes. Oh, it's so good to be in Flyerville. Yeah, just give me the copper. We got some deep slate copper ore too, but I thought I was done with this. I literally have to go hunt for even more copper. So, are we gonna ask a lot of questions about how Tadpole got all of this copper, or are we just gonna trust that I know what I'm...
Why am I still wearing the main outfit?
Damn, I know how to work it. Hey, can someone shut that boy up and just tell him to get on with the video? Is it bad that I'm not happy? I just feel nothing. Oh my gosh, it's finally done. I think we finally finished it. Okay, that is so much better when I added the copper down to the bottom there. Look at that. Well, fellas, this certainly was one of the Tended Tadpole 2 builds of all time. I don't know why I did this, but hopefully you enjoy it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe or I'm gonna blow the whole thing up. I'll see you guys.